top of like Vespin Chloris, and then and anything about the replenishment or what orders being given. But I think those would come from Dean Hollow and Laura. So those are the two big ones.
Amazing. Give me. You can do Arcana or Investigation, and we'll do it one question at a time. Give me the first thing you want to look for.
Assist
You can
him?
absolutely get the help action here.
Okay.
I would
As I'm
like-
scrubbing through the timeline.
Discussions they had with Dean Hollow,
You're
Lucretia
wrong.
Hollow, Arcana. Natural 17 for 28.
You begin to go through bits and pieces. You see, like, it's mostly the creature talking. You don't see much of Loris in here. But perhaps this guy is so far down the chain that, you see Lucretia interacting with Micah Cormorant, the deceased magister. You see that having defeated him, that appears to be the way that all the Canalthi were brought into the city. So that means that despite how much danger you are all in, at least one thing has been accomplished, that the means of bringing more Canalthi into the city has been eradicated. Magister Cormorant is dead. You see that he exposed the old Porter's Guildmaster to ensure that there wouldn't be an active Guildmaster of the Porter's Guild during this time period. And that he's been ferrying Canalthi into the city for more than a week.
Wow. Wow.
You see him speaking, you see Lucretia speaking about Pervon Sul and saying something along the lines of like, inviting him to this thing and saying he must be prevented from aiding in what is to come in Vasselheim.
In Vasselheim.
In Vasselheim. You see him speaking like it's another thing. She's in another room. All of this is fragments. Some of it's not even conversations he's having with Lucretia. It's just things he's present in the room for.
Yeah.
The cultist that was disguised as one of Lucretia's Hadmadads was supposed to get the blood that the Aranis got. That was supposed to happen earlier, and they had to improvise and figure something else out. You see both the Aranis and the Horned Devil, both the devils that you fought, vomiting bile upon their son. The Canalthi summon them and vomiting bile again. And you see blossoms floating past. You see them arriving. This guy went searching in the Meridian Labyrinth for artifacts headed to the arcane furnace to be melted down, and got there too late. After they'd already been pulled by the Eyes of Avalier. You see that this guy was one of the people that was sent to go try to find them before that happened, which is why they needed to get that. There's something about needing those tools of Vespins. You see, this is just lots of. No, it's great.
I got more. I feel like I'm making you do like the third act moment where they're like, wait, it was him all along. He was there. Mr. Sozan.
You see that there's a short conversation that he has that Lucretia's not even talking. It's one of the Canalthi talking about that their brethren are also supposed to attack the giant slumber, which is the headquarters of the Galdrishari. So there's also an attack that's supposed to happen tonight down in Kathmoira. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. On Vasselheim.
Well, yeah, and that's another thing too. I think, Sarah, as you're watching this play out, it's like Lord of Hells, Lord of Hells, Lord of Hells, Lord of Hells, and you see every once in a while the Christian will mention something happening somewhere else in Alexandria. You don't think the Lord of Hells is the only betrayer god working somewhere on the world right now.
So there's an attack going on right now.
In Kathmoira, presumably. There are two big things left. Give me an insight check with advantage.
I won't lie, my iPad has died. So, what? These are all. I know this is 12.
Yeah, we've got chargers.
Plus 12, yeah.
We got chargers.
Can we fly in a charger?
Fly in a charger. 27. iPads on iPad. So.
We are generic tablet devices.
Oh, excuse me. Apologies. Great, glad to have that.
Yes.
You see a conversation from longer ago, earlier this year. This guy doesn't look as haggard in this memory, doesn't feel as haggard. Like his memory is of him having more energy and more life force. He is watching the end of a conversation between Paisha and Lycretia Hollow. Lycretia is a member of the Ring of Silver, and the Keeper of Scrolls works within the umbrella of the Octavillage, within the umbrella of the academic structure. A short, very polite conversation concludes between Paisha and Lycretia Hollow. In the memory of this mage, you hear him say, "My lady, I can't help but notice your rather obvious disdain for the Keeper of Scrolls." And you hear Lycretia Hollow say, "Oh, am I that obvious in my disdain? I must say, she is more of a merchant than the Guildmaster of the Golden Scythe is. I mean, she doesn't trade in gold, but rather her grandfather's name."
Oh, double shade. Double shade.
You see, he says, you see that the mage speaking says, the mage speaking says, well, certainly, I think the Guildmaster would rather take offense at that comparison. There's nothing wrong with trade, after all, my lady. And he's, as I understand it, rather close with the Lady Porco. And you see she turns to him and says, "If he knew what I knew about the Archmage Porco." You see, and Paisha, you are watching Nidus watch this memory. You are all watching this in the room together.
I'm not hiding it.
You see this mage says, "Beg your pardon?" Lycretia says, "The Orrery? The Sorcerer's University?" She's got him wrapped around her finger. You see that
A palm of power.
the mage shrugs. He says, "How do you mean?" And she says, "Let's just say that the Septarian gets what he wants." And that memory concludes.
Your Eminence.
Nerdy, wonderful to see you once again.
Paisha failed the Zone of Truth. Your Eminence. What is it that the Septarian wants?
Nidus, I have always been transparent with Avalor's quest for knowledge, talent, prodigies. I went to the Septarians. I begged them to fund the Sorcerer's School and tried to convince them to place locations in various cities across Exandria. I could not get that approval, but
Enough.
when I framed it in a way to convince them that it would only benefit Avalier and our future to bring these talented minds, the most gifted from across all of Exandria, to Avalier,
Onward.
it would only enhance and benefit our society. That's what got them to approve the project.
Going in.
That I understand. Of course. In our conversations, I understood it could not simply be charity. But,
Yes. I did genuinely tried to speak from an honorable position. And this was the compromise, and I apologize if it comes across as deceitful. But
Problem.
frame anything for the good of Avalier, and you might be able to get it.
Paisha, there's a memory you could share in this moment as we are diving into this. If you wish of a conversation where you were as valiant as you could be speaking to Loris of the Weaver's Mask. If you wish to share it, you could.
Stuck.
Well done.
I'll ask Nidus. If you wish to see it, not through my perspective, but as it was, without any skewed, mistaken memory, I can show it for you. But I also do not feel as if I have to defend myself to one of my closest friends, unless you wish to see it.
Given all that is happening, that you offer is enough for me. Are there any other questions? Thank you. Are there any other questions we might seek to decipher from these memories?
There's one final one. And I'm going to need either perception or investigation checks from everybody here. And the DC is going to be 25.
25.
I can't give any of that without nat 20, so I'm looking at you.
Perception or investigation? Perception or investigation.
Charon's going to
30.
You start moving to the last memory as you move through. You see Lycretia speaking to this Archmage, saying, "Remember, we go to the helm. We must destroy the helmswoman, Kami Ro. We must destroy her, because by the time they reach the Wild Mother's embrace, it will have been too late. We must prevent them at all costs from reaching the embrace of the Wild Mother." And you remember Vespin saying that on a 30 investigation.
time for the main event.
Timing,
You
timing, timing. Always comes back to that for you. Why did Akami Ro die moments after she started the protocol to disarm the city? Why was it that close, that quick? If they wanted the city to stay in the air, if they didn't want you guys to reach the ground, then why wouldn't they kill Akami Ro earlier, days ago? Why wouldn't they kill her? And you think about the fact that Vespin Chloris, when he launched himself from the mirror, what did he say to you? He said, "You will never reach the Wild Mother's embrace in time." You took it as he said it, but who's that stupid? Why would he tell you exactly what you were supposed to try and do to thwart him? Why would he give you your finish line? You look up at that memory, something's wrong. Something's wrong with that memory.
The one that we just saw.
The one you just saw. Lycretia Hollow never said that. You never been certain of anything.
What? Would I, with my abilities, be able to tell if someone's memory has been altered?
On a 30 investigation, when Sarah points that out, give me an Arcana check with advantage.
It's that giant snake stone once a day.
24.
The memory's been altered, and Lycretia Hollow did it. Lycretia changed one of this mage's memories. Changed it to her saying something about the Wild Mother's embrace, but she said something else originally. Wasn't that?
Can I modify the memory of the dead person? No.
Can we scrape off the?
Scrape, like, try to get deep. Do some fucking shit. Yeah, make it happen. How is it?
It's so weird too. Like, why would she die? If they're not supposed to get there in time, why would you kill them when you got just close enough?
I think they must need us. They must need us to engage, or the replenishment must need to happen. The timing, if what you say is true, it would suggest that these processes need to happen, and then once they have initiated, then they act. So it would seem possibly that they want us to land. But then why would they make such a point of the opposite?
Arcane Architect, if the city is disabled above Kath Moira, what happens?
If the city is disabled above Kathmar such that it stops descending, so from the helm's been sundered, and it's a protocol. The city is on its way to landing.
It's moving, right?
It's moving. You're slowly descending.
Slowly, right?
Slowly. There is a way, theoretically, to stop this. What Sarah is driving at is this. If you killed, if you burned through all the energy you've got, or something like 40% of it, 60%, some huge percentage, you have to try it, you could kill the descent. You could. You could stop the city from touching down.
You ready for another
What
go?
this would mean is that for the first time in 292 years, Avalier would not touch down the replenishment. And there are an enormous amount of contracts you would immediately default on.
Not yet.
There's no guarantee that the Septarian would even allow it, and if they discovered that it was happening, it could constitute treason. If you acted on your own and just killed the engines, it would be construed as treason. You miss your shot.
Come on, get up.
Can we unmodify the memory? Is that, Aisha, is that at all possible?
Yes, it would be a combination of restoration and almost like
We don't have the body here, right? We just have the memory.
we only have the memory, but
But it might not even matter. We know what.
memories are tangible figments.
It might
They
not
exist.
But it might not even matter. If we know that this memory was modified, we can just,
In the name of Hades.
pretty much guess as to what it was modified from.
We know they want us to land.
Yes.
They killed the Helmless woman, so it's on autopilot. It will do that. And it
If
does.
they don't want to, if they want to
They
drain
attacked the batteries, but maybe they didn't succeed.
Is it all just a feint to suggest that, so that we
Speed us along.
Yes, to make us go faster?
Or to make us continue on the path that we're supposed to be on. The
need
status quo.
something.
They want us to think that landing the city is the most important thing.
It's the safest and quickest thing to do.
They want to bring back the betrayers. And that's a way to do it, whatever it is.